Okay, welcome to Android Getting Started. We're going to be going over a couple beginning functions of your phone in order to be able to understand your device. So, one of the things that we're going to be starting first is we're going to show you how to access your calling function. This is basically where you're going to be able to make a phone call, also look at your contacts and also your favorites. So what we're going to do on the lower part of your screen, you're going to see a phone icon. We're going to go ahead and tap that. What this will do is this will bring up a function of your phone. It's going to show you your speed dial. You'll also be able to see your recent calls. This is who you called, who's called you. And then you'll also be able to see your contacts in your device. So this is where basically you're going to be able to initiate a phone call and also see who's called you. So if you'll notice in the lower right hand corner, you'll see a blue circle with looking like a dial pad. You'll go ahead and tap that. That'll actually bring up your dialing pad. So this is where basically you can actually dial, and call, from here. If you want to go back, you can actually hit your back arrow. This is in your lower left-hand corner. So if you hit that, that'll take you back to the previous screen. If you want to get out of this actual application, you're just going to hit your circle button, which on some devices will look like a home key. I'm using a Motorola device, so this might look a little bit different from like a Samsung or even an LG phone or an HTC. So you're going to hit your home button. It'll take you back to your home screen. And then from here, what we're going to go from here is we're actually going to initiate the texting part of your phone. So a lot of the Android phones that you use now that you get have the new Verizon messages. This is an integrated messaging system from Verizon. This allows you basically to text message on your not only just your smartphone but also your tablet or even your home computer. So if you are looking to text from different resources, you actually can do that with Verizon messages. Or a lot of phones will have the Verizon or the built-in messaging application. This will be on your phone. You can kind of switch between which one. For now, we're going to use Verizon messages. I'm going to go ahead and open that up. You'll see here, this is where you can actually send and compose a text message. The little pencil in the Verizon messages icon, you'll be able to tap on that. That'll bring up a composing of a texting. So here you can actually type in who you're going to be texting it to. And then right down here where it says type a message, this is where you're going to actually type your message. And when you're done, you'll just hit a send icon, and that'll allow you to send the message. So we're going to go back one screen here. In here, you can actually search for messages. So if you had messages that, were further down your list, you can actually search for one. You can hit the options button and you can actually change your settings in your Verizon messages icon. So you can change like the background color, you can change your font color, you can delete conversations, save conversations, and you'll also be able to sync the messages. So you can actually sync it with the Verizon server, so that way you can save them. If you ever lost your phone or someone stole it, you'll actually be able to get those back. So once again, we're going to go back here to the home screen. And the next function that we're going to do is we are going to be exploring the App Store. So this is an important part of your Android device. This is where you can download applications to your device. Android's all about customizing. So this is where you're going to be able to actually search for an application. Once you've already had your Gmail account already set up, which should already usually be set up right out whenever you get your phone, but if not, I will take you through and show you where to go set that up. But right here, you're going to look for Play Store, and the Play Store is where you're going to actually look for applications to put on your phone. Up here, you'll see a little microphone and it says Google Play. This is like a search bar, so you can search for different applications for your device. So let's say if I wanted to search for Pandora Radio, which is a popular music application, I can start typing it, hit the first one I see, and now it'll take me to the actual app and I can hit install and put this on my phone. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go back to the main screen on this. So here you'll notice up in the upper left hand corner there is 3 lines. Here, you're going to be able to see your profile. So you'll see the email address that you set up on your phone through Gmail. You'll also be able to see where it says movies and TV, music, books, things like that. These are things that you can actually get from Google and download onto your phone. You'll need to have a Wi-Fi connection or your cellular data connection available. Because if you're using your cellular data, it will use data. But if you're on Wi-Fi, it's not going to use any of your data on your plan. And here you can kind of go to settings. You can see all the apps that you've downloaded. If you go to my apps and games, you can actually get an idea of like what applications you downloaded onto your phone, and you can update them here. So, if you have any other questions about that, we will be sure to get more specific on that. So what we're going to do is go back over to the home screen, and we are going to go ahead and show you how to add and edit a contact. So when you're adding people to your phone, we're going to show you exactly where you go for that. So if you see this little button with little dots on it, it might look a little bit different on other devices that you're using. However, on a Motorola device, it's right in the middle of the screen, and we are going to open it up and we're going to look for the application icon. Now, when you open up your application tray, here you can actually press and hold the icon and you can move it to your home screen. Okay, so it's basically just putting your finger on the icon, holding it down. A lot of times your screen will put out like a vibration to indicate that it's basically unlocked that app, and you can move it anywhere on your screen. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into contacts. So here in contacts, it has all your people, put them in alphabetical order. You'll notice at the lower right hand corner there is a plus sign with a person. This is where basically you can add a contact. So it'll tell you, do you want to add it to your phone, which will put it on Verizon Cloud, which is a backup service that Verizon offers, or you want to put it on your Google account. This is basically, it'll sync it to Google, so that way you can always get your contacts on any Android device. So here you're going to be able to put your name. You can put a picture of the person you're adding in here, their phone number, their email address, a lot of different things here. So you can definitely get pretty specific on what information you want on there. Once you're done, you're just going to hit save. So it'll just save it into the contact, and now you'll be able to have that person's information right there. So we're going to go ahead and go back to the home screen. And what we're also going to do now is we are going to open up the settings application. So this is going to be really important on being able to locate your settings and also set things the way that you want them on your Android device. So what I'm going to do is up at the very top of the screen, where you'll basically see like your coverage indicator, your battery, your time. Well, that's called a notification bar. We're going to go ahead and put your finger at the very top of the screen, and you're going to be able to drag this information down. So you'll be able to see like what applications are open, if people send you a message or anything like that. This is called your notification screen. So I'm going to go ahead and tap up in the right hand corner, the little blue symbol. This brings down some settings of my phone. So I got, quick settings to my Bluetooth, my Wi-Fi, various things like that. But what I'm looking for is the actual settings app. I'm going to go into the settings application, and the settings are basically categorized. So you're going to see these blue headings. You're actually going to be able to see where it says like wireless and networks, device, personal, system, and that's about it. And you'll be able to find what you need in those different sections. So in this case, if I wanted to hook up a Bluetooth device, such as a Bluetooth speaker, Bluetooth headphones, or anything like that, I would actually go here to Bluetooth, and I can turn my Bluetooth functionality on, and it'll tell me, what Bluetooth devices are around me. So it'll start searching, and it'll say these devices are around me, and I can pair them. If I go back here, I can go to Wi-Fi. Same kind of process. I'm going to tap on Wi-Fi, and I'll be able to see what Wi-Fi networks are around me. So I can connect to any unlocked Wi-Fi network, or if it requires a password, I'll need to type in the password. So you'll see here, VZ Guest Wi-Fi, that's our Wi-Fi here in our store. I can tap on that, and I can hit connect, and it'll also give you an indicate that I'm going on an unsecure Wi-Fi. Or if I found something, that needed a password, I can click here, and I would have to type in a password in order to get onto that Wi-Fi network. So I'm going to go back real quick, and then over here you'll see where it says device, and there's other functionalities in the wireless and networks, and we can get a little bit more specific later on. But under the device section, this is where I'm going to be able to customize my display, so I can make it brighter, I can make it not so bright. I can also change different functions on that. My sound and notification, I'm going to be able to adjust my ringtones and my volume and what kind of notification sound. So if I go into that, I just tap on that, and then I can do my media volume, which is like my speaker for whenever I play any kind of media such as video or music, my alarm, my ring, everything like that. I can change the actual ringtone by going into these settings here. And then I also can even check my battery, which is pretty important. So you can actually check on your phone what is actually using your battery life. So you'll see here my Google services is using 16% of my battery, so I can get an idea of what is actually using my battery. So if I needed to, I can shut that program off. You can also have your percentage showing up in the right hand corner. You'll notice up there where it says next to the battery there's a percentage indicator. You can turn that on and off in this setting. And then I also have apps. So this is where basically I can see all of my applications that are on my phone. If I swipe over to the left, I can actually see what applications are running. So I can see which ones have been on and how long, and I can go in and shut them off. I can go to all. All is going to be every application that I've downloaded, and also every application that's already installed on the phone. So if there was something in here that I needed to erase, or I needed to do a stop on the application, I can do that from this page right here. So I'm just going to hit my back button here. And then personal, I can turn my location on and off. So if I was doing any kind of mapping or anything like that, I can turn that on and off. Security, this is where basically I can set up a password for my phone. You can, basically lock your phone with this. So there's different ways that you can do the swipe option, pattern, pin, or password. This is where you would set that up. So if you want to lock your phone so that way nobody can just pick it up and get into it, this is basically where you would go. So I'm going to go ahead and you'll see where I have backup and reset. I'm going to go ahead and just go down to systems. And this is where you'll basically be able to see information about your phone. You probably won't use this section a whole lot, but this is where you can see if you have any system updates. So if I wanted to check for a new system update, I can hit check for system update, and it'll basically do a scan and tell me if there's a new software available for my phone. So I'm going to go down and go to the home screen. And from here, I'm going to show you a little bit about touching and holding an application in order to actually move it. So if you put your finger on an application, you'll unlock it from the screen, and you can actually move it around on the screen, or I can go over to the next page and set it somewhere else. So it's simply just putting your finger on it. A lot of times your screen will vibrate, and then you're just moving it wherever you want. Or up in the upper part of the phone, you'll see where it says remove, your application will turn red, and you can just hit remove and remove it fully from your screen. If we go over, if we press and hold just in a blank area of the screen, you'll actually be able to see an icon that says widgets and wallpaper. This is basically where you're going to be able to customize your screen. So widgets are basically a upfront icon of the actual app that you're going to go into. So you'll be able to see here, for instance, let's see here, the clock, for instance. So if I wanted to show the clock on the front screen, I can select it, put it in place, and now my clock is right there. And then if I tap on the clock, it's going to open up the actual application that runs the actual clock on the phone. So that's basically how you're going to be able to add a widget onto your device. So those are some couple key functions of your Android phone. Whenever you're using this device, you can actually also find a lot of helpful information about your new Android device by going into your application tray, and there is a question mark app that is called help. you can actually tap on that icon and it'll actually show you some things about getting started. You're new to Android, it'll show you step by step. There's even an icon glossary, how-to videos, so you can actually explore that with your new Android device. That'll give you an idea of how to do certain functions on your device. So I hope this helps, and we'll actually be answering questions towards the end of the class about any kind of specifics. So thank you, and enjoy your new device.